Hello, denizens of the internet. Yes, you saw my thumbnail. Yes, I'm late to this party. The YouTube piranhas have already stripped the flesh from this topic, but I'm going to dive into it nonetheless and weigh in on the attack on two of my favorite YouTube entertainment gadflies. But as always, I'm going to come at it from a different angle. In a nutshell, two megastars of YouTube punditry, Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker, are under attack by the entertainment press for single-handedly crushing the life out of the baby that is Disney's Acolyte, accusing them of bigotry and hatred towards several official DEI-protected classes and clubbing baby seals to death. The damn show didn't even get to age 4 before being sent off crying. Its parents, Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland, are furious. Now they can't personally get on the social medias and give what for to Nerdrotic and Drinker, so they enlist their mercenary shills to do it for them. As a former network executive, I will tell you that you don't have to read much into this. It's about ego. Simple. Giant egos that let them ignore the evidence of the failure of this series. Kennedy and Headland must think they are Daryl F. Zanuck or Louis B. Mayer or John D. Rockefeller and William Randolph Hearst. Look them up. I'm not going to spoon feed you. In their minds, they think they are walking with giants. But unlike Rockefeller or Hearst, these two are playing with Disney's money, not their own, where, in a bizarre twist, capitalist organizations are letting left-wing anti-capitalists burn through their cash like Keith Moon on a bender. In fact, Star Wars and Marvel can't even be called profit centers anymore because the whole idea of a profit center is to actually make a profit. And for sure they made billions years ago, but now they are losing billions, as has been well documented. Sane companies have a time frame and a plan with milestones to measure profit targets. Disney has Post-it notes stuck to the lunchroom fridge. I would like to stop for one moment and just thank the gender nutjobs for one thing, while I intensely object to the twisted euphemisms they use to describe women in their efforts to distort long-held definitions to accommodate mentally ill activists. It gives me great joy in being able to call Kath and Les front holers without repercussions. For that, I am thankful. These front holers believe themselves to be untouchable. And so, when their pathetic little ejaculate gets weed-whacked by the likes of the aforementioned YouTube luminaries, they freak out and send their flying monkeys after them. But here is where I have to laugh. This isn't the 1920s. You aren't Zanuck and Mayer. You're not as powerful or as talented, and your legacy will amount to less than the sum total output of Pauly Shore and Sarah Silverman. The other thing that's funny is, as much as I love both Nerdrotic and Drinker, they are wonderful, kind people. Their influence is limited, restricted to YouTube and the odd Piers Morgan interview. Entertainment Tonight has 4 million viewers per night. Then there are all the network morning shows that still hold a powerful sway. Nerdrotic and Drinker's audiences already made up their minds about your stupid show a long time ago. They didn't influence their audience. You never had their audience. The fact that you've chosen to direct any vitriol at these two is a demonstration of just how petty and misguided you are. Your mistake was to put Acolyte onto streaming. Streaming lives in the internet realm where YouTube lives. They are kissing cousins. If you didn't want to be the target of YouTube reviewers, nasty reviewers, then you should have put it on your terrestrial service, ABC. Sure, as a pop culture property, the Fandom Menace would have been all over it, but the broadcast audience generally don't watch YouTube reviewers. Why not put Acolyte on ABC? I don't believe for 1 minute moribund money-losing Disney Plus has 150 million global subscribers. Come off it. And if you had stuck it on ABC, you'd get advertising revenue, you stupid fools. But writing for broadcast requires strict discipline and talent. Streaming promised to break writers and producers free from the shackles of the pedantic mini cliffhangers before each commercial, which, as it turns out, streamers discovered, is still the most effective way to write compelling TV. Who knew? Me, I knew. I've been saying this for years. And that's why the Acolyte is a streaming pile of crap. Being able to inflict us with a 25-minute show one day and a 40-minute the next is the opposite of being disciplined. When I was involved in network TV, mostly half hours, American sitcoms were generally written to run a total of 22 minutes, leaving 8 minutes for advertisements in a 30-minute time slot. Editing shows down to that 22-minute limit and making sure the commercial breaks were relatively equidistant was often a painful process of tossing jokes you loved. It was a discipline that actually made a better show. Each week, it was a miracle that we could somehow hit that 22-minute mark. I have no idea how we did it. So, in the end, all Disney's managed to do was to buy off a bunch of minor sycophants for their Rotten Tomatoes contributions. But you couldn't buy off the general public. Perhaps if you had, that would give some joy to Acolyte viewers. Don't blame Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker for your failure. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.